Now, the lights have gone out, although they weren't actually the red lights, interestingly, but the race has nevertheless got underway. The yellow flag briefly shown towards the back as one car didn't get away very quickly, but they have all now got away. John Cutmore it is that's leading. In second place, it is the first of the Alphas in the form of Jamie Thwaites and the Alfa Romeo Giulietta. And there's going to be a few early skirmishes between the invited Allcomers cars and the Alphas. I imagine things will settle down a little bit as the race goes on. I could see Paul Hinson well up as well in his BMW at the moment. There he is. He's up on the inside of 156, which is Scott Austin in the Alfa 156. So he's running second in the Alphas at the moment.
Yeah, he took a double overall win last time the series came to Croft, which was 2022. They didn't come here last year. First time visiting for a while. And Scott Austin losing a place in one of the all-comers cars. And 25 of Paul Hinson actually got away very, very nicely, but it was comprehensively spanked on the straight by Jamie Thwaites' car by the time they got up to any real speed. Yeah,
that Thwaites car is usually the one to beat in Alfa racing. And Hinson's also lost out there to another BMW, the Alfa of Tom Barley, the 328i. Very loud, that John Cutmore car, as it
yes,
comes past
it is.
the start and finish line. I think it made Chris jump, if I'm honest with you. But he's got a big lead of, what are we looking at, 2.6 seconds at the end of the first lap, which was kind of representative of the pace that he showed this morning. But that RB7, which races in magnificent sevens elsewhere, on occasion, going very well in the hands of Cutmore. But we'll keep an eye to what's going on in the Alphas. And there's a beautiful Alfa, isn't it? The 4C. And there's last year's champion, number 1, which is James Ford. Now, he is leading in the Twin Spark Cup class at the moment from Toby Broom. He's in the second of those cars. It's worth mentioning as well that Richard Ford has moved up this season, hasn't he, from the Twin Spark Cup to the Power Trophy. I think he's in the X-Tom. Is this the X-Tom Hill car that he's in, possibly? Pick that up in a moment. No, I don't think it is actually. Certainly a different livery. Blue car for the financial director of Hitek Electronic Materials, the championship sponsors.
Yeah, that Spire coming past again just makes an absolutely insatiable noise, doesn't it? That's quite a gap forming between the top two Alphas, which is Jamie Thwaites and Scott Austin, both running in the modified class. But it is the Giulietta TCR against the 156. And this is the number 20 machine that we are looking at, which is the leader in the Power Trophy in 6th position overall, which is Paul Plant, who was 4th in the category last year. And this is that 156 we were talking about. That is second of the Alfa Romeo runners at the moment.
Yeah, Paul Plant went well at Silverstone, I think it was, at the end of the season last year in the Alphas. It was Mike Kelton, wasn't it, that drove the 4C last season. Chris Bayliss is someone who's come up very nicely, up to 7th place. That car started on row 10 of the grid, the BMW, and he's the car behind Paul Plant on the circuit. You get the sort of whip cracking of John Cutmore's car as it comes across the line. It's done a lap of 126.776.
Pretty astonishing.
Spin for 39, I think that was.
Yep, Stephen Anderson in the 156, it's one of the twin Spark Cup cars. Let's see if we can find where it was in the order.
I think towards the back.
Yes.
18th or 19th.
Yes, it was 19th.
To be fair,
almost last.
To be fair, it is his debut. 47-year-old from Utoxeter, operations manager, and Edward Robinson very much responsible for persuading him to race in the championship. It's the ex-Luther Blissett car, the footballer who raced in Alfa Championship for a little while. I want to say Luther Blissett played for QPR, but I may have that wrong.
Don't say any more, you'll upset someone. James Ford in his number 1 machine, still leading the Twin Spark Cup. Those 10 class wins last year. That's what led him to the overall championship. More problems here for
Anderson.
For 39. Stephen Anderson. Pulling off at Tower Bend. So not a debut to remember, sadly.
Yeah, just pulling off behind the barriers, so he'll be out of harm's way. Jamie Thwaites has just done the best lap of the race. He's gone faster now than John Cutmore.
That's interesting.
He's done a 1:26.101, which is 1.5 seconds faster than he went in qualifying this morning.
Well, he's only 2.7 seconds behind John Cutmore, which, yes, we've been talking about how the Spire is fantastically fast, but that is TCR machinery that Thwaites is in.
Indeed. Nice little battle here for 4th place within the modified class. That's Mark Skeggs in the ex-British GT, Alfa GTV, and Andy Page, stalwart of the category in his Giulietta. So they're battling for 4th place within the modified class, 10th position overall in the race. So over the line they will go again. Just behind them you've got James Ford, who leads his class, but not by very much from Toby Broom. The gap between those two, only 1.4 seconds.
Mark Skeggs here, just holding on inside the top 10 overall. So, Andy Page, as you mentioned there, is not letting him out of his sight. I almost feel the need to pause every time the Spire comes past, just to I don't know, show respect.
Well, it's being caught still by Jamie Thwaites. 1.9 seconds now between them as we were watching briefly the 81 car of Chris Bailey, so we've been 7th place. But there's the leader, John Cutmore, in that Spire RB7 front-engined car, departure from the type of Spires that we saw racing in the Sports 1000 Championship. And he's at 1.9 seconds clear now of Jamie Thwaites, who's still got the fastest lap of the race in that TCR Alfa. And they're going to be very quickly into the traffic. There's still 12 minutes of the race left to go, but it looks like Edward Robinson, son of Andy, the Alfa Championship coordinator, already, before I can even say it, has been lapped.
Such as the speed, it's going to come to a stop here to not run into the back of the MR2 into Sunny Inn.
John Cutmore as well, he's raced in the Burkitt Relay several times, so he'll be very used to driving in race conditions on a track with cars of such vastly different speeds to the one he's driving. So he'll be very used to that.
Oh, 2nd place car locking up in the middle of the complex, trying to put a lap on the 188.
It's Phil Adcock, who we saw out with his son Matt in Road Sports earlier on. They won Class D.
Yep, going very nicely, getting a bit of extra track time there, but the TCR car has made it through unscathed for now. It almost looks a bit wrong, the back end of that car, doesn't it? It almost looks like it's got bodywork missing.
It does. It's slightly odd, doesn't it? That the rear portion of that car.
It's unfinished.
Yeah. There he goes. Thwaites past our camera. As John Cutmore goes past, was that Stacey Dennis, I think, possibly?
Yeah, it's the number 30 Bianco Motorsport Giulietta. Reigning Power Trophy champion.
Yeah, and she also picked up the Anne Clayton Trophy at the 750 Motor Club Awards night as the most successful female driver in 750 Motor Club circles last season. I think, if I remember rightly, is she not also a goalkeeper for a local football team as well, Stacey?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, let's see how many people she can stop passing her at any point.
Yeah.
That was a very weak attempt at trying to make a football analogy into
I was
motor
wondering
racing.
which one of us was going to get there first, to be honest with you.
Come back tomorrow, I'll think of something better.
Anyway, we've got 9 3/4 minutes of this race to go. I'm enjoying that pit board with a panda attached to it. I'm not sure who it's for. Oh, is that Cutmore locking up down there at Clover? I think it must have been because he was the only car in front of Thwaites. Yeah. Gap's down to 1.8 seconds. It's just edged down a little bit further.
That pit board might be inspired by Alex Albon this weekend, running a panda helmet in China.
So there's Andy Page and going through. So he's ahead of Mark Skeggs now in that battle for 10th place. Andy in that number 14 Giulietta, one of the older cars in this race, I would think, that from the 1980s, I would think.
And that's the battle for the lead in the Twin Spark Cup, which is very nose to tail.
It is.
Between James Ford and Toby Broom. Number 1 versus the 33 yellow machine. These are the standard edition cars, although the 33 has a massive swapper into Sunny in, and all of a sudden Toby Broom has lost sight of James Ford for the lead in his class.
I was just going to say, well, Toby Broom only beat James Ford on one occasion last season. Maybe there's a chance for him to get in the first race of this season, but I don't think it's going to happen now.
You pre-commentator curse.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so efficient. I don't even need to open my mouth anymore.
Well, Stacey Dennis getting very close to the back of Broom's car. That's not for position in class. Practically came to a stop at the apex of the hairpin there, but yes, that's not a class battle, but it is an overall battle for 13th between those two cars.
So Toby Broom just in front of Stacey Dennis, and I think you often do see the sweeper just in front of the goalkeeper.
That was inventive.
It was.
Yeah. Of course, Toby Broom moving over from the V6 category as reigning champion of that class, but we don't actually have any V6s on the, or V6 class cars on the grid, so he has moved over into the Twin Spark Cup.
7 minutes to go in this Alfa Romeo Championship race with the closed wheel Allcomers as well. If you spot any non-Alphas out there, that's why they're on the grid. Alfa Championship itself does allow Fiats and Lancias in as well. I don't recall seeing a Lancia. Oh no, maybe I have. Maybe Richard Thurbin's done a race in his Lancia in the past. I've certainly seen the Fiats, the McPhee brothers often join the Alfa Romeo Championship grid. But not this weekend. It's all Alphas and then the closed wheel Allcomers as well. It's John Cutmore leading, number 98, but only by 1 second now from number 40, Jamie Thwaites. 156, Scott Austin is third. 84, Tom Barley is fourth in his BMW. 25, Paul Hinton is fifth. And 81, Chris Bayliss is in sixth position. And we're watching the battle for 16th at the moment. That's Edward Robinson in his Alfa 156 and the Robert Higgins MR2.
This is the 78 machine that we were watching. We go back to the 14. Which is Mandy Page in one of the Giuliettas. And now where are they over? This is at 10th position, and the is Mark Skeggs chasing behind, isn't it? So yes, I think Andy Page might have just gone through, and that's for the lead.
Yeah, Jamie Thwaites has gone through, but he's went wide. All over the grass he goes at Sunny, and his day has just taken a slight turn for the worse. He's got a big advantage over the next car, which is Scott Austin, but he just pushed a little bit too hard. I almost wonder if John Cutmore was just drawing him into that a little bit, leading him on, and he's made a mistake. I mean, there's nothing to be gained from a point or anything like that for John Cutmore, but he'd allowed Thwaites to close it. Thwaites had got him at Sunny and then ran out wide and is now a long, long way behind.
Well, think about it. The gap was a second at the start of the lap, and then all of a sudden, Thwaites was in a position to try and challenge Cutmore for the overall lead. Oh, dear.
Stacey Dennis.
And there's going to be a car park forming here at the exit of Tower.
Absolutely right. Hey, they've got the the Ringo app there so they can pay for the parking.
Well, that is a shame for Stacey Dennis, of course, was just in 14th position.
And she had a pretty good finishing record last year, did she not? Just looking back at last season, 12 races, 12 podiums within the class, and a non-finish here. This battle between Andy Page and Mark Skeggs continues for 4th place within that class. Andy, who has only about 2 car lengths between himself and the car, I think made only 1 appearance in the British GT Championship 20 odd years ago. Mark Skeggs is driving. So they're heading along the straight towards Tower, where we've just seen Stacey Dennis go into retirement.
There's a look up the inside there from the 59 of Mark Skeggs, and bits of smoke just sort of puffing out the back of Page's car. And I'm wondering if that's exhaust related, because it seems to be happening sort of intermittently. Let me see again. Yeah, I think it is just side exhaust on that car, isn't it? Oh dear.
That's the Clervaux Corner gravel trap. Is the 111 car of Robert Higgins, isn't it? And it's well, that's beached. That's not going to get out very easily.
Very beached.
And there's only 3 minutes to go here in this race, so we'll see what the officials decide to do about this situation. Meanwhile, John Cutmore he's just been up to lap Edward Robinson again. I think Edward in the number 78, 156, 45-year-old European Customs manager from Nottingham. Only his 2nd season of racing. And now red flags come out, which is not too surprising, I don't think, with that car off in the gravel trap. We'd also lost a couple at Tower as well. And so the officials deciding no point throwing a safety car because we won't get anything recovered before racing gets underway again. So red and checkered flag it is. And we will hopefully be able to bring you a result in just a minute. But the marshal staff signalling all of the cars down the pit lane. But the officials deciding, with an eye on the clock as well, with 2 races still to come this evening, that the thing to do there is to show the red flag.
Of course, it says 6 o'clock.
I think it's 6 o'clock curfew,
but don't we? Because the last race of the day was scheduled for something like 5:25.
Yes.
Yes, and well, we should already be halfway through the Formula V race, which is the penultimate race of the day. So there is a bit of a time consideration to be had, but I think there is just enough time to squeeze in 2 15-minute races.
Hope so. Yep, let's hope so. Let's hope this is cleared fairly quickly. So heading down the pit lane, I hope will they pull in John Cutmore and Jamie Thwaites, who is going to be stopped by John Cutmore certainly being pulled in, and is Jamie Thwaites going to be pulled in as well? Yes, he is. Maybe we'll get someone else as well, but either way, Yusuf will be down there in a moment. So we are ready to go down there, in fact, almost. So top 3 was Cutmore, Thwaites and Austin. Let's hear from Yusuf bin Sahel.
Well, certainly an eventful race in the Hitek Electronic Alfa Romeo Championship, and indeed the closed wheel Allcomers. We do have our race winner, who we will allow to get out of the car before anything else, John Cutmore. And I've heard that apparently John has been in the wars a tiny bit over the course of this weekend, and we'll hear it straight from the horse's mouth, if you will, about what John has been going through. And you can see him struggling a little bit to get out of the car. John, what's this I'm hearing about you breaking your ribs?
I might have a small break. Yes, this is true. Incident on Friday, yeah. In the other car I was racing in the previous race, but there was too much to race the other one. I just couldn't breathe. So as the race went on to this one, I had to stay off the curbs because it was making me struggle a bit. The guy behind me, he put up a hell of a challenge. He's done really well.
It looked like it was a good little battle out there, but you were able to keep him behind. How are you finding the championship?
Well, the championship as a whole with the cup car is great, but obviously this is the first all-comers race we've done.
Well, sorry, I'm going to move on. So congratulations and give your ribs a nice rest.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thank you.
So we will move on to Jamie Thwaites. Where is Jamie? Ah, here's Jamie. Jamie, who is our Alfa modified race winner. How did you find that one?
Do you know what? It was hard work chasing that little, what is it, a Spire?
Yeah.
It's quick, especially out the corners. I could get him through all the quick stuff, but then I'd catch up to the final hairpin and then, but yeah, did you see on the live feed?
I did. I wanted to ask you about that coming out of Sunny Out.
Yeah, it was a bit airy that. Look, it was funny because on the left-hand side there was a marshal, and she was saying, "Come on, keep going," which I thought was quite funny. But no, great race. I pushed hard. Yeah, I'm really pleased. Congratulations. That car was quick, but I saw the tyres start to go, so I kept pushing. Second, it's not too bad, is it?
That's pretty good. And I mean, until that moment, you were right on him.
Do you know what? I think if I'd just broke, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Yeah. If I'd, 5 meters earlier, I'd have made the corner, and I think I'd have had the legs on him then, because I could have probably blocked him on the straight. But it is what it is, isn't it?
Well, congratulations and best of luck for the next one.
Thank you very much.
Right, we'll move on to our next driver, which is car number 20, which is Paul Plant, our Alfa Romeo Power Trophy class winner. How was it out there, Paul?
A bit lonely, actually, but it was good. It's pretty much a brand new car. It's like a standard production base type thing that we're trying to get on and get going. So we're testing it more than anything, really. So to go out, and it's now had, this will be its third win in a row, actually. For what is a brand new design with everything. We're really happy with that.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. If you want to be lonely, it's better to be lonely at the front, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can save the car once you've got a bit of a gap and make things last a bit longer. But it's no, we're good. Really happy.
Able to battle with any of the other classes, or is it just completely alone out there?
No, not really. The guys in front have got massive engines. This is only 1.4. We're pushing around 200 horsepower, if that. And the guys behind are, well, a few of them I was hoping would keep up a little bit, but there's not much we're going to do. I think it might be lonely again tomorrow, but we'll see.
You can always slow down and wait for them.
Yeah, I could do, but that's not in my nature.
Fair enough. Good luck for tomorrow.
Cheers for that. Thank you. Thank you.
Right, and we'll move on to car number 1, which is our Twin Spark race winner, James Ford. James, and our reigning champion as well. How was it out on circuit?
It was good. A bit warm. Tyres overheated a little bit, but it was good fun. Good fun. Traffic played a part, maybe. Made it a bit challenging. Allcomers joining in as well, but yeah, enjoyed it.
Yeah, a few different all-comers, and with such a wide variety of them, how were you finding it? Were you able to battle with any of them out on circuit?
There was a few that were around at the start, and then I think a few sort of went ahead a little bit and a few dropped back. So yeah, I had a few good battles, and yeah, it's nice to have the variety, to be fair.
Do you find yourself, trying to get stuck in with the battle with them, or just thinking, I'll just stick to my own class?
It depends how close the guy in the class next to you is, to be fair, and Toby was very close for most of it, so it was important to try and clear them as quickly as possible, but when you've got guys who are a lot faster in a straight line, it's not so easy, to be fair.
Fair enough. Well, congratulations and best of luck for tomorrow.
Cheers.
Right, we have our next set of cars out on circuit, and they are on their rolling up lap or green flag lap, so we're going to throw to an ad break and then be handing over to our commentators.